I am that I am, Artemis of sovereign domain. Welcome to this gathering, dear Shambra. I'm going to keep my eyes closed for the rest of this shout. Only here, only with Shambra. Why are you showing me your breasts? I don't understand. Some of the men's are bigger than the women's. Amazing. Could I? Oh, we'll stay away from that. So, you play a joke on the teacher today. It's going to be a long shout. A long shout. What do you think all these people all over the world listening in thought? Laughing, 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 cheering, applauding. Does anyone want to explain the meaning of this saying? Yes. The instigator, the creator, the perpetrator. Yes, and the meaning is?
I told him not
Whoa,
to do
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa.
Yes.
I told him not to do it.
And you know, but lying is not good for you.
I'm good at
And
it,
lying
though.
to Adamus is even worse.
It means love and compassion.
And this is how you love yourself? This is
Thanks,
the compassion
gang.
for yourself? Well, this is a first in any of my schools or classes. I've had students falling asleep. I've had some give me flowers. She and I are going to go in the back room for the rest of the shout, where the wine is. Absolutely. It is a first, and I'll have you know that the other ascended masters who are here with me today got a bigger laugh out of it than you did. Thank you. Thank you, yes. Only here. If you would, my dear.
Thank you. We'll find a home for them.
I deserve that one. I was going to start off with a stern message. How could I now? Perhaps we'll go back to the breathing. The music will do over. I was going to open with the words. The words that said, I assume if you were here, I was going to get very dramatic, kind of poetic about it. I assume that if you were here, if you are watching, or if you are reading this, it is because you are ready for enlightenment. My beautiful opening. I deserve it. I deserve it. I was going to be a bit too serious today. Yes. But I do assume that if you're here, if you're watching or you're listening, it is because this is going to be your last lifetime on this planet. Oh, that was a hearty yes. And if an angelic being came up to you and said, David, I think you need another lifetime, what would you tell that being?
Bullshit.
Oh, you have it right on your shirt. Right there. Yeah. I assume that if you're here, you are absolutely serious about your enlightenment. Absolutely. To the point that it's the only thing. It is the thing. Why? Because you spent many, many lifetimes in this rabbit chase. You've studied so much, sacrificed so much, suffered so much, and now you've said, this is it. This is it. I make this point as we start, serious point as we start, because then assume yourself that everything that's happening in your life right now, everything is all being directed towards this. You made a conscious choice. You made a very clear choice. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You would have left a while back. I'm trying to be so serious. Excuse me, sir. You have a bug on your lip. Yeah. How can I be serious? Dear God, how with all of this? I assume that with your conscious choice for enlightenment, that everything now that's happening in your life is focusing on that. Every event is about the enlightenment. Everything that happens, you may not like everything, because a lot of the things that are happening are about clearing and changes. But everything that's happening is all funneling into this enlightenment. I know so often you wonder, what's going on? Why can't I seem to understand all of this? Why is it that I'm having these ups and downs? My dear friends, it's all about the enlightenment. Everything. Everything. You don't even need to ask questions about why this is happening or why that's happening. It's about your enlightenment. Now, that raises a lot of questions. What is enlightenment? And unfortunately, there's a lot of confusion about that. What is ascension? A lot of confusion. But let's just say that it is the integration of yourself, of your divinity, of your aspects, bringing back together every part and piece of you in the physical body in this lifetime. Now, whether you then leave the body or whether you stay and really enjoy is to be seen. It's a decision I can't make for you. I don't even want to coach you on one way or the other. But in that moment of enlightenment, you'll know. You'll know. There's no need to fear it. It is the perhaps the greatest choice you'll ever make. There's no reason to fear the departure of the physical body. As I've said before, you've done it many, many times before. Very easy. It's difficult to even anticipate what human life in an enlightened state is going to be about. And I know that you ponder it, you think about it. What's that going to be like, to be enlightened and physical? But right now, at least in this moment, the mind can't even imagine. Can't even. You can imagine what you would say through your creative, through your heart, through your feelings. But the mind can't even imagine. So what happens is that the mind, the human side, then starts fearing, starts wondering, starts backing away. My dear friends, you can't back away from it. You really can't. You made a very conscious choice. Everything is in motion. With what you know now, you couldn't go back to being asleep. You couldn't. And you've tried. And you've tried. But you can't. You know too much. You're aware of too much now. You can procrastinate. You can distract yourself, which you're getting to be experts at doing. Or you can just take that deep breath. Have no fear. My dear friends, I said in a recent Shroud, I said whether it's 5, whether it's 1,000, doesn't matter. But just a few beings, humans, staying in the physical body in enlightenment will make an amazing difference on not just this earth, but on all the realms. It's not easy. Absolutely not. The energies are very intense right now. You're feeling it from everywhere. And to add to all of this, a little bomb I'm going to drop here. Yes, the energies are very intense. This is 2012, of course, 2012. But to add to all of this, starting on May 10th, thank you. Starting on May 10th, a whole new wave of energy is going to come in. It's going to last about a week. It will be extremely intense. You've gone through some of these before. I know you can get it through it again, but extremely intense energies for about a week. The interesting thing about them, they're not solar waves, they're not electromagnetic waves. Just say that these are truly interdimensional bombardments of energy onto this planet. When they arrive, they're going to go deep into the earth, and they're going to release something from the earth. Old energy, old stuck history. So imagine this. Oh, no, it's not. Nothing to fear. It's just to be aware of. Imagine these intense energies coming in, colliding with stuck energy in earth. Imagine what's going to happen.
Earth change.
Not necessarily, but possibly intensity on your physical body. Starting in about a week. What are you going to do?
Breathe.
Don't go skydiving.
No, don't go skydiving. Good. Mofo is right on top of it today. Yeah. or perhaps go skydiving. Drink, they say, yes. Perhaps it is the time to come out of any sort of hiding. Perhaps it is the very time to go skydiving or doing something a little crazy, something getting out of your mind. Now, you're going to really feel it in your body. You're going to feel it all around you. Other people may, they may not. The earth will, and it may result in things like earthquakes, volcanoes. Not necessarily, but it could. When you have this massive level of energy coming in. It'll be very interesting to see when we gather again next, on our next Shroud, what the effect has been. There's a metaphor or an analogy in it also. As these energies come in and they hit the earth, they're also going to hit your physical body. How is your physical body right now? Little sore, a little achy maybe, a little disoriented. So what do? Breathe, get grounded, love that body, feed that body. Yay, feed that body again. Not a time to be doing body abuse things. Not a time to think that you have to lose a lot of weight by starving yourself. Eat hearty, yes. So, my dear friends, just as a heads up, very intense. All a part of this planet's development, of this planet's evolution. So when we say sometimes the big energies are coming in and people go, oh, hide underground, run, whatever. It's you have to understand that these energies are here for a beautiful and specific reason. What's happening to you right now isn't arbitrary. It's not just happening. It's not just because, what is the saying? Something happens. See, he said it, not me. It is part of your ascension, your enlightenment. So let's take a deep breath with that. Let's welcome in these energies. May 10, they'll start arriving. Big, supportive for you. Now, if there's things in your life that are on the edge, that's going to push them over one way or the other. But isn't that a good thing? No. Tough crowd here today. Tough crowd. Now let's talk for a moment. This is the sacred shout. I thought it was sacred shout. It was part of my opening message. Sacred shout, and look what you do. But this is indeed a sacred shout. Shout is a word that Tobias first used. It's an old Hebrew word. And a shout means sacred gathering, inspired gathering. So here we have this very sacred shout. And in the sacred shout, we can laugh. We can wear vulgar T-shirts. We can do whatever we want. We can sip coffee, drink wine, laugh, cry, be ourselves, wear interesting clothing, dance if we want to. In the sacred shout, though, it is about the collective workings of you, of all Shambhala, adding your energy, It is about Caldra and Linda adding theirs, Andra and An adding theirs, everyone watching in online right now, everyone connected to this work later on, adding their energies to the sacred Shroud. I'm going to bring up this point today because you, my dear friends, are in a very delicate, beautiful, but very fragile state of being. You're transitioning from human to divine human. You're transitioning out of the mental era, the mind era of yourself, into now a creative, mental, divine. Things are being released from your life. New things, unexpected things are coming in. Very, very fragile time. It's good that you can laugh. It's delightful that you can laugh. Because as I'm hearing one of you say, yes, if I'm not laughing, I'll be crying. But delightful that you can laugh about it. But it is a unique combination of all of our energies. And it's only done here. And it's only done like this. Because of the respect that I have for it, and because knowing what you're going through right now, it's only here, nowhere else. So this is a message for others who are claiming to be channeling under my name, others who are claiming to be doing shouds. That is not appropriate. It is here. It is this group. It is this messenger. It is this team. It is this staff that brings it together. Tobias, Kathumi did not have this same requirement. They were working with a bit different energy. When I came in my first message, I said, this will be it. One messenger, one group that I'm talking to. That's it. Anyone else, I'll be so bold as to say, is on a good day, confused. On a bad day, delusional or fraudulent. Whoa. That's only the beginning. Now, I do understand that Calder and Linda a bit worn out from their recent trip, which I dearly enjoyed. France and love and wine. What more could you want? But I understand they're a bit worn out from this. So we're going to shift a little bit today. We're going to bring in more of your energies, as you've already demonstrated. A little bit more of mine. Calder and Linda can step back a little bit. We still have the blend going, but we're just changing the ratio a bit. So the question to you now as we proceed, how do you want it today? Do you want it blunt and controversial? Or do you want it gentle and nurturing? Edith wants it gentle and nurturing. Just a minute. Let me check on something. I'm sorry, Edith. We're out of gentle and nurturing today. Would you like our other selection on the menu? Blunt and controversial. And so it will be. We'll be direct about things. I actually really only have one point to make in this entire shout, and it would only take 5 minutes. But I enjoy talking, enjoying being here with you, enjoying this process of a shout where we collect it all together. So, what to talk about today? Could we move the board over here? Yeah. Music. So now, doing a quick assessment of the energies in this shout. Say, what's going on? What's happening with Shambhala right now? What are all the feelings? What are the questions? Aside from what I would call the day-to-day issues, what are the big questions going on? Linda, my dear, if you would be so kind as to write on the board. Number one question that we've been getting recently is, how am I doing? Not how am I doing. I know I'm doing well, but how are you doing? How am I doing? It's interesting. It's shifted quite a bit in the past, other types of questions, but now you're saying, how am I doing right now? It's a good question. How are you doing? Exceptionally well under the circumstances. Exceptionally well. You're still in this physical body. Well, that's a big point. You're still here. That's good. It's a very difficult process to go through. It is hard on the biology. It's all being reworked. It's all being reconstructed. So it's very easy to go out of the body. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean death, but just not to be living in your body. You're reminding yourselves to be present, to be in that body. And actually, it's interesting to note, by the way, yes, this is a type of report card. It's interesting to note that you're actually starting to love that body. It's been a long road of not liking it, being critical of it in every way, but you're actually starting to look, dress up, love the body, love that being that you're walking in and dancing in. Is it time to dance? Let's dance. It is Cinco de Mayo. It is a Shroud. It is Buddha's birthday. Let's dance. Please. Woo! Beautiful outfit. You look gorgeous today. Yeah, wow.
Wow. Woo-hoo.
Yes, you need the hard surface. Take a deep breath. Thank you. Only at a Shroud. Only at a Shroud. So back to how am I doing? Good. Exceptionally well under the circumstances. The fact that you've managed to keep it together, even though it's been difficult, admirable. Very, very good. A little bit too much worrying and doubt right now. We're going to address that later on, but still too much worrying about how you're doing. You're doing exceptionally well. Could you just take a deep breath with that and acknowledge? There are many others who've come this way, haven't made it this far. Many others that have given up this particular lifetime, given up on the whole enlightenment process, but you're still here and laughing. That's amazing, and challenging things, which is good. You're challenging old belief systems within yourself, within the organizations, right here within Crimson Circle. That is admirable. So, how are you doing? Exceptionally well. I will give you an A. An A, absolutely. Who am I to give A's? But such is done. Such is done. So, next question that you've been asking, what should I be doing different? What should I be doing different? And we hear this a lot. What should I be doing different right now? And I'm going to actually ask Linda, who's busy writing, to actually go out into the audience and ask, what is it you think you should be doing different? To make it a little bit easier, to make it a little bit more enjoyable, to really let yourself take advantage of things like these energies coming in. What should you be doing different? Would you please stand? Yeah.
I just need to let go
Of?
everything that I have, thought that was important in my
Yes.
life, of all the things that I have, held on to,
Yes.
like, trying to do everything perfectly, just trying to, failing to be who I really am because I think I have to be all these other things.
And why don't you just let go?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, obviously then enjoying these things?
No.
No?
Not
No?
so much.
But then they're still there.
Yes.
So there's something in them that you still enjoy. Something
Some
in them
hang
that
on
you
to.
still are hanging on to. It serves some purpose. Otherwise, they would be gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just have to do it, don't I?
Just realize what those things are. Why you're still enjoying doing the right thing, following the rules, doing things for other people.
Maybe, I place too much emphasis on what others might think.
Yeah. Good. And when you let go of that,
Then I can just be me.
yeah. And they may
And let it all go.
ridicule or make fun, but they already are, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yes.
Don't you all laugh at me.
Good. So what is it? When you say, what should I be doing different? What should you be doing different?
Just letting go of all the old habits.
Yeah.
I've
Such
known-
as?
All the things that you think you need to do.
Name one.
Oh, keeping things clean, just those routine, daily
Yeah.
sort of things.
Yeah. And why do you have these?
I was taught very well.
Yeah. So what I'm really hearing in this is more about letting go of a lot of the human details about the programming, the conditioning that you
Exactly.
have to do these certain things, and those things do hold you down.
They
Hold
do.
you.
They burden you.
They burden you.
And I've noticed that lately.
And you spend an awful lot of time, not just you, but all of you spend an awful lot of time just working on the little details of life. Details of life. And there's ultimately really no need to. I've got a theory. I think sometimes you do it because it's a distraction. Sometimes you do it because you think that if you don't do it, that you will poof off the planet. In other words, it's something to make you stay here.
Well, mass consciousness throws a lot of
And
that
mass
at us,
consciousness, absolutely. But all of you are coming to the point where you're really not caring so much about mass consciousness. Yeah. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Next, what should you be doing different?
I should hire a cleaning lady.
So, help me to understand. You want somebody else to clean up your messes?
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Are you going to pay them well?
Yes.
Good. Treat them well?
Yes.
Good. And why haven't you done it up to now?
I'm poor.
You're what?
I need to bring in my abundance. Let me rephrase that.
No, you don't need to bring it in. It's already there.
Well, I need to dig it up then.
You need to just realize it's already there. Yes. You need to realize that you actually don't have to do anything. And I'm leading up to an exercise we're going to go through in just a little bit. You need to understand that you can't wish in abundance. You can't you cannot think your way to abundance. It's already there, dear Edith. It's just, when are you going to be aware of it?
Good point.
Yeah. When are you
You
going
show
to?
me where?
Later, my dear. It's realizing it, and this is a very basic metaphysical, spiritual, psychological point. You've already have everything built in with you, both dualities. You've got the abundance, lack of abundance, and it's already there. For some reason, you're choosing the lack. Yeah, and at a certain point, you get tired of it, and you just move beyond it. Absolutely.
More to say to you.
Abundance is more natural than lack of abundance. Absolutely. Good. Abundance, I'm going to look you straight in the eye. Abundance is directly equated with your desire to live. Wow. Directly equated with your desire to live. So it should be no mystery that so many of you have abundance problems. Why? You're not sure if you want to be here. We'll get to that in a moment. You decide you really want to be here. You decide you want to be. Suddenly you're abundant. All the energies come racing in. Energies are serving you literally right now. If you're not really sure you want to be on this planet, you're sitting on the fence, you're waiting for a breeze to come along and push you off one way or the other, and then you could blame it on the breeze, not take responsibility. That's exactly the level of energy that's going to come in to support you. Not much. Just enough to survive, just enough to live, just enough to get by. And that's where a lot of you are. It's not because you haven't figured out abundance, it's because you haven't chosen whether you want to be here or not. I'm not picking on anybody in particular here. It can be said it's about the commitment to yourself, commitment to being here. With no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not. This is my favorite. If I win the lotto, I'll really want to be here. I'll want to stay. No, it doesn't work that way. Choose to stay, win the lotto later. You see, that's how abundance is really so simple. So very simple. It has to do with the joy of life. Yeah, good. What other things would you want to do different right now?
Well, I think I should really trust. I'm being really trust of me.
Yes.
In me.
And why don't you?
Well, I have ups and downs.
Yes.
When I really trust in me, I can see really how the energy is working, and
Yes.
really how the things arrive to me.
Why would a being not trust themselves?
Well, because it's really getting responsible, and it's true responsibility.
Isn't this intimidating? Awful. Because, I'll answer the question for you.
Yeah.
Because you've had situations that have supposedly gone wrong.
Yeah.
You've done things you judge yourself for doing poorly, doing wrong. You've all let yourself go in the past, thought you were, opening up, and just expressing yourself. And suddenly, what? Yeah, get your head cut off. Exactly. Or burned or something else. So there's those old memories that are still there. But it's time to let that go. It truly is. Because ultimately, it's only about trusting yourself. Yeah. And when you do, yes, the things are going to change. Other people will react. Many people will tell you that you become arrogant. You become full of yourself. And that's when you take a deep breath and show them your T-shirt. And say, yes, you're right. Good. What else?
Show my T-shirt? No.
Yeah, yes.
In front of the camera.
Yeah. Good. What else?
Look what you have nice Italian girls doing.
I'm proud.
No, I'm talking about the T-shirt.
Yes.
Live your bucket list.
Live your bucket list.
Yeah.
What's a bucket
The
list?
things that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
The things that you've always wanted to do. It's fun.
Good. What do you want to do?
Travel.
Good. Good. Where to?
Egypt.
Oh, yeah. After France, you go to Egypt.
After France.
Yeah. Good. Good. Then do it. Well, why the hesitation? Oh, give me a vomit bucket.
Abundance.
Do you see what's happening? Here you were dreaming, going to Egypt, traveling, and it's great. Going to Egypt, and an amazing experience. So go. And when I said that, you go, pull back. What happened? Mine started clicking in.
That's
We're going to
right.
address that today. then the fear, and it's like, I need somebody to lean on. Am I worthy? Am I worthy? Do I have the money?
Right.
Right. And maybe it's going to be so different and strange I wouldn't be able to handle it.
That's true.
Yeah. And what if the airplane crashes?
Oh, well, that doesn't bother me.
Oh, it should. That's the one that should. So all this pulls back, and it's like, why? Go to Egypt. Go to Egypt. Enjoy. Absolutely. And take your spirit. Take your aspects. You'll find some that are already there. They're ahead of you. Yes.
Go into debt.
Why? Why go into debt?
I haven't got my abundance yet.
Yes, you do. Yes, it's right there. You see how crazy this is? You know, you've chosen ascension and enlightenment in a way. Everything in your life is focusing on that, wanting to support that, wanting to come in. But yet, there's still this human part. I'm going to blow Jesus off the cross with that sneeze. So, suddenly Calder woke up. He came back. You see, Calder, you step away. You see what happens? So, you've got everything working on enlightenment, and part of enlightenment, the bucket list, doing things you've always wanted to do, but boom, suddenly, I don't have the abundance. Yes, you do. Absolutely, you do. Some joy in life, that's abundance. Some passionate desire to live, to say, damn it, I'm going to go to Egypt. Amazing. Suddenly the abundance is there because it's answering the passion, the choice, the joy to live. If you just sit in the chair every day, wondering about what to do, worrying about what enlightenment is like, wondering how you're going to pay the bills to even survive getting through the rest of your life, that's exactly the energy that will come through. And it will support you so literally, so beautifully, because you're like, I don't know what to do. And that's exactly what you're going to get, is a lot of, I don't know. It's abundant. As Andra would tell you, you're getting an abundance of nothing. You're getting an abundance of, let's just sit here and think about it, an abundance of, I got a bucket list, but I'm not going to be able to actualize it. You're abundantly, amazingly doing exactly what you're choosing. So when you kick off the shoes, so to speak, when you just get beyond the brain thing, when you rejoice in the fact that you're here, you are going to be enlightened. You rejoice in the fact that it's an amazing experience to be human, and even more so to be an enlightened human. Then the energy starts swooping in. And these energies that are coming in about a week, instead of knocking you over, lift you up. Yes.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, great idea. Not just a good idea. Phenomenal idea. Simple idea.
Right.
Good.
Thanks.
You bet. I should have been a motivational speaker. Enough of this spiritual work.
You are a motivational speaker.
Next, what would you do different? What should you be doing different?
I would say not doing.
Not doing.
Not doing.
Good.
And what I mean by that is I have a plan for my ascension or enlightenment.
Yes.
And to really give that up.
Good.
And to really, there's an external one that is even better than mine.
Yes.
And it comes to me when I give up all my idiosyncrasies in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again, that Pete, that's exactly where we're going today with this focus. It's no longer about doing. We're gonna do an exercise to go beyond that. Good. Great. Next.
I would go to Japan.
You would. Why Japan?
Because my brother's there.
Ah, that's a good reason. And when would you like to go?
Today.
That's good. That's good. And what would you do in Japan? It's a beautiful country.
Sleep.
Kind of like Shambhala. They're going to go to enlightenment. They're going to sleep. Good. Thank you. Thank you. A few more.
I want to go back to the trust issue for a moment.
Good.
Put myself out there. Whenever I get to that point, I have this fantasy about my head being chopped off.
Yes.
Okay. So
Fantasy?
Again, well, yeah. I mean, again, I'm putting myself out there. It's there.
Yes.
It's tangible, and it's kind of a wall.
Yes.
And I'm sure I'm not by myself.
Right.
So, but you mentioned it, and when you mentioned that, I just went, oh my gosh.
Yes.
So, what do you do?
What do you do? Well, you take a deep breath and you realize that enlightenment, fulfillment is the most important thing. You can always come back in another lifetime with another head.
Well, I know it has to do, when you mentioned it, must have to do with something from my past.
Absolutely.
And I never put those two things together.
Absolutely. So much that you and other Shambhala have experienced. Burning at the stake, head cut off, torture, tongues cut out. I always hated that one. Tongues cut out. All sorts of different tortures. So when it's been done to many who are here. So when you start opening up and becoming you, of course, that fear comes in. What is it? What is it?
Aspect.
It's an aspect. What do you do with aspects?
Invite them in and love them and invite them into the party, and then they can do their own thing.
Exactly. You welcome them back. You have created a safe space now in your reality for them. They need to feel the sense of being welcomed back. Head or no head.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Yes.
I guess, well, I know, health.
Health. What about it?
I want it, and for some reason I prefer drama
Yeah.
in my creations.
Yeah. And again, why is this? Why the health issue for anyone right now?
Oh boy, just to really live fully.
Yes.
I mean, it's like.
But was there a health issue to begin with?
Why was there one?
Yes.
Oh, that's $1 million question.
Just because nature, just because you're living in a physical body, you're going to
I don't know.
Have health issues?
I mean, I've been through cancer 4 times.
Yeah, too many.
So it seems like there's something more to it than just
your
happenstance.
Statistically unfortunate.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So what is it when there's the health issue? Quite simple. Yeah.
Loving self.
Loving self.
Yeah. Excuse not to live. Could I be very bold and blunt with you?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
3 times I'll ask.
Go
Really?
for it.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
really.
Good. Attention.
Yeah.
Attention. A lot of attention. Yeah. Don't judge yourself. It's not bad. You've all done it before, but you get a lot of attention that way. Attention that you didn't get before. Attention that you were always giving to others but never received. So suddenly you have a health issue. You get a lot of attention. It's energy. Mm-hmm. Feeding, not malicious feeding, but look what it's doing. And it's you eventually get the attention from yourself, but what pain and what suffering you have to go through to get there. You don't deserve it. Cancer is generally has to do with hatred, the energies of hate, primarily with self. So you take that on, and it keeps coming back until you love yourself implicitly, unconditionally, and you stop getting attention from all the other people around you. I mean, and attention could come from a doctor, from Shambhala, from the people who are going right now. They're going, oh, I feel so bad for her because she's had cancer.
Well, I think part of it is my dad was a doctor and he was a disappeared parent.
Yeah.
And that was my first cancer at 19, I felt was that way of me trying to get him back.
Exactly. Very observant. Very observant. But it's not worth it. It's not. It's hell.
Oh, it is.
It's hell. It's tiring, and you can't really enjoy life when you have that. So, with some very good deep breathing, attention for yourself, and disconnect from what you're getting from anyone else. Refuse it. I mean, not that they're consciously offering, but they are offering it. Say, no, you're going to get it from yourself. There's this thing called your soul, your divine, your self that wants to give you that love, that attention. You don't need it anywhere else. It's right there. And more than anything, you actually really deserve it. Gone through enough now. Deep breathing. If you have trouble doing breathing, please talk to Andra.
I will.
She'll get you into your body. And it's scary for somebody who's had cancer to get back into your body. Very, very scary thing to do, because the body is theoretically what you think is the thing that's betraying you. How can you trust yourself when your body is betraying you? There's complex issues, but it boils down to get that attention, that love from yourself. And yourself means your spirit, your soul, your divine. That's what really wants to give you the love. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Not to get involved with other people's story or drama.
Drama, stories.
See and ignore.
Yeah. But how do you do that? How would you tell others? It's so seductive to get involved in their stories. So wonderfully, beautifully seductive, and it's you get into it, and going into it that it's the wrong thing, but yet it feels pretty good.
Well, what I have done is I go inside of me and say, I'm not interested.
Sounds like you're
I'm not
lacking
interested
compassion.
in your story. I mean...
Well, that sounds selfish.
Well, but I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
Good.
Because then it involves me. I get involved and I get emotional.
Yes.
And I don't need that.
And it distracts from you.
Yeah.
And I bring up this point about, because people will tell you if you don't get involved in their junk, that you're selfish, that you're indifferent, insensitive. Oh, and they'll blame it on me. I don't care. Because I don't care. They'll blame it on this cult that you're joining and all this other stuff, because they're feeding, they want you involved in the drama. Drama by yourself is very, very boring. So you tend to get others get you involved. And particularly when you're radiating the way all of you are right now, when you've got a higher level of energy, higher level of awareness, you're a great one to involve in the drama. It's like having an actor that's truly expressive. You want them in your play. Here they want Shambra in their play, but there's no need for it.
No. With my kids, they know this word all the time.
Yes.
I don't care.
Yes. Good.
And they're like, what? Sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, you created it, you live with it.
And they take it now so easy.
Good.
Like, okay, that's my mom.
Yeah. But it is also getting them to take responsibility for what they're doing and to understand and respect your sovereign domain as well.
Yes.
Good. On to the next big question that I'm getting from Shambra these days. The big one. Should I stay or should I leave? Isn't that a song? Could you play that? Should I stay or should I leave? Yeah. So, big question. And you're asking me, like, I'm going to answer that for you. And then you negotiate. You want a little advice. Well, tell me. But the real big question within the question is, why should I stay? Why should I stay? And then you want to know all the facts and figures. Well, what's it like when you cross over? Will it hurt? That's always the first question. Will it hurt? What is it like on the other side? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to see all my relatives? Well, if you're going to be happy, you probably won't see all your relatives. I have to say, my dear friends, that there are this whole issue. I'm going to get into it a little deeper in just a moment, but this whole issue, you've done amazingly well when you say, how am I doing? Because you've learned that your biological family is not the boxing ring anymore. You've learned that they birthed you, they took a responsibility, you had a history with them, a lot of love, a lot of sharing, but you're letting go of the what I would call the more negative aspect, the old karma, the old junk, the junk that wants you to be part of perpetuating this ancestral imbalance. And a lot of times it's been going on for generations and generations and generations, and after a while, even on a spirit level, they don't even remember where it started, this craziness. One person in the family background doing something very off balance. They forget, and they just keep acting it out. So you're letting go of that. You're learning that your family they're other human beings to be honored, to have compassion for, but you're not locked into them anymore. That's a big, 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 big accomplishment. Now, of course, there are those that would say that I am anti-family. In a way, yes. In a way, because it creates some of the biggest karmic, biological, and mental imbalance issues. If you're floating in that family karma river and just going along with it, absolutely. I won't go into all that right now, but good. So, should I stay or should I go? Big question. And it has to do with abundance. It has to do with everything that's happening in your life. The good news, I guess, is that you can ask yourself that question. How many humans really do? They're shocked if you would walk up to them and say, do you want to live or die? Probably call 911 in the moment. But very few humans really ask themselves, and it's a very important question. It's important to ask yourself why you want to stay. What for? You can give yourself a lot of reasons for not wanting to. It's tough out there. Crazy, crazy energies going on. You're tired of living with sickness or lack of abundance or family members that are draining you or just confusion. And there's this concept, this thought that if you aren't here, if you leave the physical body, suddenly you become real smart. You know the answers. Sorry. Actually, easier to figure it out here than it is up there, out there, wherever. Easier to go through the processes here rather than wait till you get over there. There it's kind of, you don't have the body, so you don't have those issues. But there, it's not as tangible as it is here. It's not as real. Here, you can actually affect change in consciousness very, very quickly if you stay focused. On the other realms, you just kind of wait to get back to Earth. Wait to get back here to do it again, thinking that you're going to remember now what to do, thinking I know exactly how I'm going to live my life, and then you get back here, forget so much of it. That's a huge question right now, and I bring this up today because it also ties into these energies coming in next week. It's going to push that issue in you. If you're wondering about it now, and this has nothing to do, this is not suicidal thoughts, this has nothing to do with that. The question of do I really want to be here is more about passion, more about direction, more about what you're going to do to bring energies in. And I can tell, I will make a very direct statement here. If things aren't happening in your life, if everything seems to be kind of on hold, you're able to get through the day, but it's just everything's on hold, it's because you're on hold. You don't know whether you want to stay or leave. To make a commitment right now to be here, to make a commitment to stay, is huge. And a lot of you don't want to do that. You take the attitude, let's just see what happens next. What's going to happen next is nothing. A lot of waiting to see what's going to happen next. To make a commitment right now to yourself, to your soul, to all of the aspects that you're going to stay, that you're going to live is big. Because then right away you start thinking, but what about this? What about that? What about my health, my wealth, relationships, all of that? So what happens is you tend to just wait. I'll think about it tomorrow when I'm feeling a little better. You see? And then the energies support that literally. Big question. Should I stay or should I leave? I can't give you the answer. There's no right or wrong. The only thing I can say is please make a choice one way or the other. The in-between, the on hold is what is really driving a lot of you crazy. Being on hold, not really knowing. So feel it for a moment. Don't think about it, but feel it for a moment. Do you want to stay, and why? Not because of your children. No. That doesn't work. Not because you don't want to die. That doesn't work either. There's more of a fear of dying that keeps people staying here. Not because you want to wait to see what happens next. Feel it for a moment. Why do you want to stay here? Really, what's the passion? What's there? Why would you want to stay? And there's no right or wrong. Doesn't really matter. Why would you want to stay?
Because sex is better.
Sex is better.
Feel it for a moment here. Just feel it. No words. It's a very big question that is being asked. And it has to do with how you're going to be able to handle energies coming in. Why do I want to stay? Please don't say for your children, your husband, your wife, or whoever it is. Why do you want to be here? Don't know? Not sure? Just because?
To be in a body with a soul. To have this, to really feel, to be in this dance.
Yeah, Linda will bring the microphone.
I don't know how to say in English, I'll try.
Yeah, you can say it in Italian.
Posso dire in italiano? Perfetto.
Yeah.
No, I'll try in English. It's really to feel how means to feel the soul in a body here on earth.
Yes.
Really, I really want to have that experience.
And I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth or in your minds at all, because it's a very personal decision. But so many of you may not be able to articulate it, but you've gone this far with it, this many lifetimes of integration, of understanding the divine. You've gotten this close. It's the 11th hour, 59th minute, and 59th second. Why not? Why not just see what it's like to be enlightened and divine and human at the same time? Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that a valid reason? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? Because then you can go all around the cosmos and tell others what it was like. You're going to say, I did it. Because you can experience it here. Because this is really what you've been planning for, waiting for. Yes, Vince.
I chose to come back for this time.
Yes.
Because I want to be here.
Yes.
I want to get the colors for being here.
Good.
And I want the T-shirt.
And
I was there. I was there.
I did absolutely. And Vince, are you going to?
Oh, you bet it.
Good. Okay, good. So that's the other big question. Should I stay? Should I go? Next question that comes along with that is, what is it I should know, or specifically you're asking, what tips should I have? What should I be doing right now? Big question. What should I be doing right now? No, I'm going to answer that. And this is where we start to bring things today together. I mentioned in our last show that you're getting out of the mental structure. That's a big accomplishment. Very, very big. It's confusing and difficult to go through, but you're starting to literally integrate the creative energies and even your, what you call your divine intelligence. It's wreaking havoc on the mental systems right now. The mental system's really not sure how to handle it. In the process, you're starting to do something rather unique. You're creating a new dream state dimension for yourself, just your own. Dreams are very, very interesting. They occur in a lot of different layers and dimensions. You can have, and you are having, multiple dreams at night. Even if you don't remember them when you wake up, you're still dreaming. There's never a moment at night when you're asleep that you're not having multiple dreams. Right now, even though you're in your human awareness, using your physical senses, you're having many dreams. They're all occurring right now. Very, very interesting. It can be distracting, but at some point you'll be able to actually be aware of the various dreams going on and understanding why. Your dream state, you've created this new dream state that you go to now. And instead of thinking about your problems, you're starting to dream about solutions. Instead of worrying, you've all had worrying dreams and worrying realities, but you're used to worrying about things, focusing mental energy on it. You actually go through the situations in your mind, in your waking state, but also in your dream state, where you think about a problem. Let's take money, finance, bills. Worrying about, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to make more money? How am I going to survive? Just pure survive, be able to drive the car and eat some food. So there's a mental process that goes into the worrying. It's very, very energy consuming and is not particularly effective because in this traditional worrying that you do, you're not allowing yourself to see other potentials. Very narrow focus. It's like, well, in order to have more food, I can't spend so much on something else, or I have to rely on somebody else, or I have to get a part-time job to make ends meet. That's the way the mind had been trying to figure it out. Very, very limited. In your dream state, you would take that same worry, take it off into dream state, but essentially do the same thing. Just worry about it kind of while you're sleeping. Very little resolution, very little solution in it. It tires you out. It basically hasn't broken you through, in other words, to give you a new level of abundance. Something is changing right now. As you combine the mental and the creative, it's a nice blend because the mental understands the particulars of what needs to be done in your day-to-day reality. The creative brings in solutions and energies. The creative allows you to see some of the potentials that weren't being seen before. This applies to whether it's money, whether it's a physical issue, a relationship issue. A lot of mental energy used to try to worry about the problem without coming up with real solutions. You're starting to have a different dynamic now. And I want to focus on that for a few minutes here today. You have a problem. Let's say your mind starts worrying about it. Just think of anything in your life that you have going on right now. It can be large, small, doesn't matter. Any particular issue. Tax problem, just a schedule problem, anything. Medical, anything. Typically, you just worry about it, and your mind goes over, worries about all the details. But now, as the mental creative combine together, you can actually take a deep breath. And it's difficult to explain, but you stop thinking about it and worrying about it. The situation is still there, but instead of worrying about it, you actually release it. You release it. You don't focus on the details. At this point, you call in these creative energies. It's you. It's your creative energy, but you allow those to come in. And instead of mentally worrying about the problem, this comes back to the point of trust. You allow the creative energies to just wash it, flow over it, flow with it. You don't focus the mental. You don't try to think about what little details you have to attend to, because that's a mental thing. You don't start worrying about the consequences of your thoughts or your decisions. You take a deep breath. And by the way, this is very much like the new think that Kuthumi talked about. You take a deep breath, let that creative energy come in, and just be with it for a moment. It's very, very simple. You just be with it for a moment. And you truly try to refrain from doing a lot of mental thinking about it. That mental thinking is actually, it got you by up to a point, but the mental thinking has actually limited you, limited the potentials, definitely limited the outcome, and consumed tremendous amounts of energy worrying about problems. I'm basically saying you don't need to worry about it. Doesn't mean running from it, ignoring it, or hiding it. It means you can sit in this moment, Mary. You can take a deep breath, whatever issue, problem, and you let that creative energy come in. You don't think about it here. You're just in with these energies. You don't think about it. Just breathe in with it for a little while. Feel into it. The moment your mind starts going to work with the details, with the worrying, with the what ifs, you heard before, our dear friend said she wants to go to Egypt, and then suddenly the mind popped in and start worrying about the details. No, Egypt. So you breathe in instead of, I don't have the money, I don't know if I have the time, I don't know if it'll be safe. You breathe in, you feel your passion. Suddenly that brings in a flow, a stream of this creative energy, and creative is problem solving. Creative is opening new doors. Creative brings in passion and energy. So instead of worrying about it or thinking about the details, which the mind can attend to later, now you just breathe in that creative. It is truly the integration of the mental creative into this moment. This is a type of mirab, an energy shift. It doesn't involve thinking. No stress, no struggling. If you find out that there's any type of mental struggling, you're back in your mind. It's very simple, and my dear friends, it's where you're going to. It does require trust, yes. It does require, but once you at least practice with it and play with it, you'll suddenly see how things start resolving themselves. You don't have to you should not have to work at your life. You really shouldn't. Yes, to a degree, there's outside energies, other people, and sometimes that requires work. But you should not have to work at your life. You shouldn't have to think your way through it. You shouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't have all these "what's wrong with me" tapes going on. You shouldn't be struggling or stressing. And if you are, it's old programming. It's because you're still locked into the mental. You get into this flow with the creative energies. Working in harmony, working in tandem with the mental, you get into that flow, and suddenly it's easy. Suddenly it's very easy. Question, with a microphone, please.
Not to be anal about this, but
Yes.
how does that differ from Nost? From just bringing in, I mean, to me, you just described Nost.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A Nost is creative energy. Absolutely. But we're applying it now. Not just a concept, not just thinking about it, but actually applying it. Absolutely. Same thing.
Thank you.
Same thing. Nost was defined as the creative solution. Creative solution. But the point is you're starting to get to that, but still very timid about it. Starting to actually use the Nost or the mental creative, but still wondering if it's the right thing to do. Yeah, good. Still a lot of worrying and a lot of stressing over things, a lot of struggling. Shouldn't be that way. Your lives, and where I'm going next with this discussion, you are creating a new generation, not only for yourself, a new generation of humans. You're creating it. It's a template for others. It is things like going beyond the family karma, the family connection. It is things like, instead of worrying and stressing about problems, to literally just bring in this creative and have the resolution there. It is about bringing in energies from deep within yourself rather than from others, energies that are coming from the cosmos and the earth rather than having to take from others. It is ultimately about bringing in the divine, allowing the divine into your day-to-day life. It's a whole new template, a whole new way of living without the struggling, without the stress. Another thing that you are all doing is living multiple lifetimes within the same physical body. Within the same physical body, bypassing the physical death. So how many lifetimes have you already had in this body? Andra, please. Go ahead, stand up. How many lifetimes?
Not assigned a number, but it's endless, it seems.
At least a dozen, I would say.
Exactly.
At least a dozen. So what's the difference between just a life change and a lifetime change while staying in the body?
Oh, it's so deep. It's so rich.
Yes.
It's exquisite.
Makes you want to change your name.
Yes, there you are.
It truly does. It
no,
truly does.
That's exactly. It's easier to become the Andra once you keep moving into those realms.
And it's almost that when you've gone into another lifetime within the same physical body, it's almost like you don't even recognize yourself anymore.
No, that's the brilliant thing.
You almost wonder if that was really you.
Well, it seems like another lifetime.
Yes.
And so it's like, which lifetime was the real me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, for all of you, you've gone through, and this is general, but you've gone through about 6 lifetimes in this physical incarnation. You really have. You've gone through 6 what I would call quantum changes, and actually about 3 or 4 of them really in the past 10 years, some earlier. So that's an interesting thing in this new generation of humans that you're helping to create. You can have a new lifetime and stay in the same physical body. It's an amazing concept. Now, the interesting thing is that to realize, it's a little bit difficult to understand, but none of those lifetimes, how to say this, you're not responsible for those other lifetimes. You're not responsible for any other lifetime. Some people don't like that statement because they still feel that it was them. That is something you did when you were 24 years old, that you still have to carry that cross around. You can if you want, but you don't have to. That is a huge deal. So many of you are still carrying around things that happened even 5 years ago, even a year ago, and carrying the burden of that and saying, I still have to learn the lesson. If I don't carry that on my shoulders, I'm going to continue to do bad things. The new generation understands, the new you understands, that wasn't you. That was another lifetime. And there's still that tendency to carry around some of the guilt, some of the shame. But imagine just for a moment, take a deep breath and imagine the things that you would label as bad or negative or whatever in your lifetime, past life, really not yours. Really not yours. Imagine a fresh, clean slate where you're not dragging that around. I'm not saying to disavow any of that, but you don't have to carry that around with you. Imagine it's just about the I am right now. Is that something that you can do?
Yes.
Because there is a tendency to want to hang on to that. Partly for identity's sake. Partly to help maintain the identity. But in this new generation of humans, and this new energy human, you can absolutely let go of that. And all the things that are brought with it. You can. So take a deep breath with that. Yeah. So, dear friends, I'm going to summarize, and I will be happy to take some questions, but I wanted to keep it simple today. It should be easy. It really should be. It should be. The questions and the problems that Tobias outlined a long time ago, 4 major areas, has to do with health, abundance, relationships, and self-worth. You take any problem that you have and put it into one of those boxes. Instead of stressing over it, instead of worrying about it, you can actually just nost with it, breathe in these creative energies. They're here right now. More energy coming in. Next week, there will be other occurrences throughout the year. Very intense, but a very beautiful time right now. Very beautiful time to make these quantum changes, to really start living as a new energy human on this planet. So with that, be happy to take a few questions, if there are any. Any questions?
Adamus, you told me that the pain in my knees was from hitchhiker aspects.
Yes.
And I totally got that and believe it.
Yes.
I've been commanding them to leave,
Good.
to go into the all of my being or go into the other dimensions.
Yes.
They're not going.
Yes. They're very difficult. I want to hear your voice.
Okay.
I want to hear how you tell them, how you command them. And no microphone on this. Yes. And let's come up to the front. I know your knees hurt. Yes, but it wouldn't be fun otherwise. Yes. And if anybody feels sorry for her that she's having difficult walking, I'll have to bop you with this microphone. I'm serious.
I don't want anyone.
Absolutely. That's a terrible thing. Yes. Just as much as you're having difficult walking, there is the potential for absolute, complete. Yes. Okay. Now, actually, Linda is going to play the role of being one of these hitchhiking aspects at your knees.
You're
honored.
Whoa!
So
how do I have the honor?
You've been through Adamus Theater. All you have to do is just act like you're hitchhiking on the knees. There you go. There you go. So now, that's too nice.
Oh.
Okay, good. Now, command her.
I say, you're welcome to come in to the love of all of my being or get into the other dimensions, but go. You are not welcome in my space.
Not very convincing. I'm sorry. Not very convincing. You had a hard time finding your words. You were coming from here up, nothing down, nothing here. You were more afraid of your words yourself, afraid of hearing your voice, you see. I've been working with Caldra lately on not just the voice, but the energies that come up in it. And you don't even actually have to be loud, but that wouldn't have convinced me. I would have maybe backed away a little bit.
Should I hang on tighter?
No, this is fine for what we're doing here. Really convinced. I mean, do you really want those energies to go?
I want them to go.
How bad?
More than anything.
Command them.
I command you to leave my space.
Not very convincing. I'm sorry. I'll give you, here, would you hold this? Yeah. Hold this? Yeah, thank you. You have these hitchhiking aspects, I call them. These are aspects that are just feeding on you, and they're feeding on your biology, and it's making things so difficult. I command you to leave. You see, like that. See? It's that simple. It's that simple. But you have to do it with your heart in it, and like you mean it. And it's not even about the big voice. It's, do you mean it or not?
I mean it.
I still don't feel it. I'm sorry. It needs to come from your whole being. I command you to leave.
I command you to leave my body.
Still not convinced. It's getting better, but and for any of you, this isn't just about you, Allie, but for any of you, it's about being your authentic being. You're still thinking that you'd like them to go. You're thinking about it, but it's, I command you to leave. Yeah.
I command you to leave.
Yes, that's getting better. You're halfway there. Now, will it take some anger? Yes. But what happens, your anger gets tied up with your emotions. Right. And then at that point, you're already defeated.
Then I wimp out.
You wimp out.
I wimp out and I start to cry.
Exactly. And what's wrong with me? How come I can't do this right?
Exactly.
And just be so clear with those aspects. Andra, again, knows how to do this. How do you tell an aspect to... would you mind? You've got your new voice. You've got your new voice. How does it go?
Except that's not you. See, that's the key. We can play this is a fun game, but it's so not you. When you go to who you are, you would never speak this. So if you're willing, come right here. See, you're breathing up here. Way down here. Feel me. You're way up here, sweetie. Okay. Garrett used to do this all the time. Step on my foot. Do you feel that? Okay. You got to drop down here. It's like be so deep in your gut. No. You're going up here. Truly, this is one of the keyest things I can... You want me to take time to do this? Mm-hmm. All right. Push my hand. Push me. Come on, get mad at me. Come on. Push me. Push me out of your... That's it. Come down here. Down here. No hyperventilating. Down here, though. Get mad at me. Get mad down here. This is the core. This is home. Get the hell out of here. Feel this. Way down here. You feel you dropping? Dropping down. Get the hell out of my house. Yeah. You feel this? Very different, isn't it? You got to be way down here. No bugs in my house. No rats in my house. No hitchhikers in my house. Got it? You got to be really deep, really clear. This is my house. Got it?
This is my house.
Yeah. You're getting it. You got it?
And what I want you to notice also was Andra's voice. Clear, firm, didn't have to be loud. It was clear and firm, and that's what I wanted.
It's got to be really down here.
And Andra learned how to use her voice after she got angry.
Yeah, really was.
Truly. Yeah, she didn't always have this voice. It took an anger. Thank you, dear. It took an anger in herself, a rage within yourself about your life and about what you were doing. That rage finally came up through the voice. And the voice has been clear ever since. It's not necessarily about volume. It's not whether it's a high voice or a low voice, but it's the clarity. And I wanted you to see and hear when Andra talks to her aspects or yours, there is a clarity. And they will move out. And Allie, that's what it takes, being commanding and not wimping out. And you don't need to go to the rage that Andra did many, many years ago. You don't have to get to that state of being now, but be clear and be firm. And all of you, I want to just work on the voice with you sometimes, but the voice is so indicative of you, of what's coming up. And you're talking from here. You're talking from here. When you start to use that voice and the energies come out clearly, it affects change. It does. I'm working with Caldra right now, not necessarily on the tone or the volume, but bringing through huge amounts of energy through the voice, as we're doing right now. Yes?
The way you talk to the way you talk to them, feel them here a year ago, January.
Yeah.
Firm.
Just
no more.
No more. Yeah. No more. Done with that. It comes out through a variety of ways. It's radiated literally from the belly out. Energy can come through the eyes as well, and through your expressions. But the voice right now, the voice is probably the key for commanding energies, for choosing what you want. You shouldn't go another day in your life with the knee problems. You shouldn't. Or any of you with any of these issues. Not at all. Stop thinking about it. Good. Next, yes.
I think I have to commend my aunts to get out of my house that way. But actually my question was, we had these other questions on the on the board.
Yes.
One of them was, what else should I do now?
Right.
So I was just happy and joyful, composing my songs with Kutumi. And after my husband passed away, I was very free, like the bird in the sky. And just recently I got an idea, or I got some message. You could do some meditation, although I know that don't need to do any meditations. But I wanted to try it. It calls pyramid meditation. So I was building myself a pyramid, put it over from all four sides. Central sun was coming down through my spine, down in the earth, in the Gaia. Thankful at everything.
Where are we going with all this?
Yes, and I was trying to climb the tube of the light.
Yes.
To meet you, you guys.
It's funny, I was down under the ground.
And then I came here.
Yes.
And I said, okay, I can meet you too. But I'm missing Kutumi.
Yeah. Well, he's busy.
So my question was, where is Kutumi?
Yeah.
To bring a little laugh.
I'll tell you something about dear Kutumi. He tends to work with you individually, compassionately. But he doesn't come around too often because, well, he's not blunt enough. He's not tough enough. And he comes around once in a while just to be compassionate and loving. But right now, it's time we get through some of the macchio, get through some of the crap, get through some of these mental things that will block you up. Address what you're going through and give you tools to make it easier. Absolutely. But I'll tell him you said hello.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Two more quick questions. Let's just stop right here for a moment. Let's just do what we just talked about before. Get out of the mental. Let those creative energies come in. Great things coming up within you right now. Some of the issues that you've had lately. Some of the things we've talked about here. So now just apply that without the stress, without the mental energy. Just that creative flow, that nost. Good. Next question.
Hi, Adamus. I'd like to go
would you
back.
mind standing up?
Oh. I would like to go back to the voice because I feel I have so much in me,
Yes.
but I can't get it out to express myself.
So everybody close your eyes for a moment. Okay, now stand back up. We're not done. Okay. So now microphone to her, please. So what is the issue again?
I want to share what's in me, but I don't feel that anyone catches on.
Okay, stop right there. Now, without even thinking about the words, what was the energy in the voice? Timid, afraid of herself. I'm sorry to pick on you.
No,
afraid of herself.
Blunt.
No determination. That wind will not move a sailboat. There's nothing there. There's more questions in the words than there are statements. In ignoring even the words she said, she's basically saying, I'm not sure what to do about anything. I'm not sure where to go, what to do. And please, it's with a lot of you also. So now, tell me something. The rest of you close your eyes. Tell me something.
When we were talking about what should we be doing, it's like nothing. Just what we're doing and what feels right and to love ourselves for that.
Good. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Good. And what would give you joy?
I mean, what does? Or
no. What is joy for you?
I don't know how to answer this. I mean, what gives me joy, why I want to be here, is I love the earth.
Yes.
And I would like to share what I have with others.
No.
I wouldn't.
No. And I'm not just speaking to you. I'm speaking to all of you. Get over that. Macchio, please. We're going to have a really difficult time with this whole enlightenment thing if you say that you're doing it because you want to share with others. Doesn't work. Okay. Sorry.
Well, is it because
we'll do that later. After enlightenment, we'll come back and talk about sharing with others.
Is it because that I don't want to feel I'm alone?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, would that be an okay answer? Since my first one wasn't.
It's old programming. You can't do it for yourself, so you got to do it so you can share with others. Forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's no sharing in the third circle.
So going back to I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to share.
And that sounds selfish. So now, what brings you joy?
What?
What brings you joy?
Getting outside and doing things, and I love it.
Great.
And it's a passion for me.
Good. Good. And also get into that voice, because everybody could hear it. There was timidness in it. Yes. And you let other things affect you, move you around, keep you from what you really want to do. Okay. Yes. And every time somebody stands up, they're really speaking on behalf of all of you. There's still timidness. Are you worthy of this ascension? Or can you possibly accept all these energies coming in? What if maybe you're really depriving somebody else of some energies? Exactly.
So do I feel I need to validate with other people sharing what I feel? Or is that the need that I have?
Truly, I don't think you're clear about what you want.
Okay.
To put it very bluntly, but you want it blunt today.
Yeah.
I think you're. I think you're not truly clear.
Okay.
Fuzzy.
Okay.
That's all right. But clarity brings results.
Okay.
We should write that on the board. Clarity brings results. Yes,
sir.
Good. And one last question over 02. Yes.
I have the same problem. I think I'm scared of myself.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I have a lot of my own issues, the makio you call.
Yes.
And go ahead, be blunt. I mean, I'm...
They say that.
No, seriously. Maybe I need that. I need a wake-up call because I'm just lost.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting it, but then I take 2 steps back.
Right. Why?
I don't feel like I deserve it.
Yeah. I didn't need to be blunt. You were pretty blunt with yourself. Why? Help me to understand. Why would you not deserve it? Bad girl?
Some of the time.
Some of the time, yes. Yes, you were. But because maybe others told you weren't worthy, maybe there's mass consciousness issues, other issues that say you shouldn't have it first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's that and also being scared of what happens when you open that door, what truly happens. Yes. So what are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
Exactly. And that's exactly what you get. I don't know. And you say then you're lost and confused. Absolutely. But what do you do if you're not feeling worthy of something? What do you do?
Well, right now I'm working on loving myself and accepting who I am.
Glad that wasn't already in Calder's mouth. It would have sprayed all over Edith. Yes, that's wonderful, Makio. And you know it. I know it. We all know it. It's like a fart in the elevator. You know it occurred. Everybody pretends it's not there. But it is. It's Makio. First of all, you don't work on loving yourself. You do or you don't. You just love yourself. You give yourself that love. Secondly, it's about, long story, others feeding off you feeling unworthy. You just say no more. No, I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. I'm going to be who I choose to be. That simple. Let's hear your voice. I didn't think so. Yeah. Or can you?
I can do it.
Okay, good. Command it.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, just give us your voice.
What am I saying?
I am that I am. Yes, good. Thank you, Edith.
I am that I am. Okay, I am that I am. No?
And no microphone. Okay. Yeah.
This is hard.
Not really. Yeah. Breathe in. Imagine Andra right there.
I am that I am.
No. And you see, and I want to use this again as an example. You think about things, you worry about things, you wonder about things. It's time to start commanding those things. I am that I am is a statement to yourself that you're worthy, that you're present, and that you're ready to live. So with that voice, you're not going to convince yourself, much less anybody else. So?
I am worthy, and I am that I am. No?
No. Sorry. It's a determination. Oh, you're not going to get off the hook that or easy. I am that I am. You see, I am that I am. I'm committed to it. I am that I am. Yes, and sometimes it does take that rage coming up. But all these voices of other people saying, you're not worthy. You have to be like this. You have to be like that. Even your aspects coming in and saying that you're not ready yet. You're not ready for ascension. You're not ready for enlightenment. Now, you got a long way to go. You're just a little girl working at this. So,
no.
See, that was a good no. So now, again, for all of you in this next month, work on that voice. I know I talk a lot about the voice, but it is your energy. It's your energy signature. Listen to yourself. Where's it coming from? Up here? Is it afraid? And again, perhaps next show, Andra could tell us her story about rage, about finding her voice. And now when she uses that voice, which is still going through its evolutions and openings, it's clear. It's really clear. It's time to get clear with yourself. So with that, let's take a deep breath. Let's get back into this wonderful, flowing, creative energy. Opens up new possibilities and potentials. This wave of energy coming in. May 10th, lasting for about a week. What are you going to do with it? You're going to let it blow you over? You're going to laugh at it. You're going to tell it to, yes, serve you. Yes. Yes. So let's take a good deep breath with that. It's going to stimulate the mind and the body, potentially bringing those energies in, rejuvenating the body. Because if you're going to stay, you're going to want a good, healthy body. If you're going to stay, you want a sharp mind. If you're going to stay, you want to be able to enter yet your next lifetime. Strong, sovereign, filled with energy, abundant, absolutely, and joyful. Let's take a deep breath, and anytime you ever get into any doubt, you know those now famous words. You take a deep breath and you say, all is well in all of creation. With that, it's been an honor. I am that I am. I am that I am, Madamas, in service to you. Thank you. Thanks.